this video probably needs a trigger warning because what you are about to see is not the nicest and probably going to freak a few people out. But I have come to Turkey. I am in Antalya. I'm staying in Trendy Lara Hotel. And I came out here for a family holiday. That was the plan, but I've always really hated my upper eyelids. So it's hereditary, unfortunately. My mum and my dad both have saggy eyelids. I feel like I need to prop you up somewhere so I don't look fully naked as well. Anyway, so it's been a long time that I've been talking about it. And I was going to get it done last year, but last year, if you probably remember, I got my teeth done instead. Anyway, I booked this family holiday and I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna have my eyelids done, because they're like, with the work that I do now of doing a lot of stuff online, naturally you can't help it. If anyone says they don't, then I'm gonna say I think that you're lying. You pick holes in yourself, you see things that you probably didn't see before. I didn't really take selfies and video myself before being online, so I just didn't really see this stuff as much. Anyway, I got myself into a state, because I am going to show you what I look like in a minute, but I decided to go with someone for this surgery. I had upper blepharoplasty. That was all I'd inquired about. Went with someone who was recommended to me by a friend who had used them himself and had highly recommended him. The surgeon had been recommended to him as well, and I thought, you know what, let me just message. So they were about 45 minutes, maybe 50 minutes max away from where I'm staying. Anyway, they included the transfer and everything, but I sent my pictures. I had to send like different, like from the front, from the side, eyes closed, blah blah, and the surgeon had suggested, like, he said yes, I was a good candidate for the upper blepharoplasty, but also something called almond eye. I don't even know how you say the word. I feel like everyone says it different. And that was where he said my natural eyes came round and down and they were like sad eyes. So he suggested also having this almond eye, and I thought, fine, that sounds like just a little extra stitch, no problem, book me in. Anyway, so planned that. I've come on our family holiday and I went in for surgery yesterday. I was awake for the surgery, you're sedated. So I went in, he did all the checks on my eyes, like had to put, like, you know, when you have an eye test and you have to put your head in that thing and they do this light and all of that. And he was picking around with the skin and whatever. And he said, yes, upper blepharoplasty and this almond eye. And I said, okay, great. And he said, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill into the side of your head or whatever, this part, like by the side of your eye. And I'm going to stitch to the bone. Obviously by this point I think all I heard was drill and bone and freaked out internally. And I said, okay, is that what needs to happen? And he said basically it's more secure, blah blah. And I thought, I felt like I'd come this far, whatever. So I went back out, paid the money, and they gave me 2 diazepam to take. Gave that 5 minutes, and then they put the gown on me and this thing to cover my hair, took all my jewellery off, and then they helped me up the stairs. I went upstairs, sat on the bed where they did, I feel like it sounds more than it is, like when I say they did the surgery. I say procedure because obviously I wasn't put to sleep, so it feels like a little bit less serious, but it felt serious. Anyway, so I've sat on this bed, he's drawn on my eyes, whatever, and then told me to lay down. They then gave me an injection in my bum as a sedative, which definitely did help me relax. Like, although I could hear everything that was going on, I literally just laid still the whole time. I was clearly internally freaking, but didn't feel like Anyway, so had the procedure done. I could hear the drilling, and then after drilling there was like a bit of scraping, but I suppose that's where he's like stitching to the bone, like he said. And I know all of you lot are dying for me to take my glasses off, and I'm scared. Anyway, so had the procedure done. I was in there for about an hour and a half, and then came out, felt tight, felt like my legs were like jelly, felt like I was a bit pissed, I suppose. And okay, I'm just going to show you, because does it look bad, worse than it is? Yes, I feel like it looks worse than it feels. Are you ready? I mean, wow, that is intense, isn't it? So intense. Okay, so this is day 1, I'm gonna call it, because I had the surgery done yesterday. This eye is more open than this one. I can actually see now out of both, but this one's definitely more closed. I haven't had fox eye or anything. I know that this one looks like it's really being pulled up, but he's like, don't look at anything like that, you know, just wait, basically. So I've got painkillers. I didn't take one for a couple of hours today, actually. I feel like it's been like 6 to 8 hours since I've taken one. And then I was down by the pool and I thought, you know what, I feel like I'm getting a bit achy, but my eyes have been open all day and it feels like a lot. I have to, like, you know, like a cold mask thing, I have to do that for 15 minutes every hour. I probably haven't done it that often, but I have done it quite a few times by the pool. Other than that, I'm not in massive pain. It just feels a bit achy. And the worst thing is the vision, like, because I can't really see, like I can see, but it's slightly blurry and my eyes just feel tight. And then when they're open for like too long, they get quite watery. So that's a bit irritating. I have to have drops, 2 different drops in 4 times a day, 2 different drops, and an ointment that goes on once a day. It's currently Tuesday, so I had the procedure done on Monday, and I have to go back in on Friday, and he's going to take out the outside stitches, which I believe are for the upper bleph, and then the rest that are like to the bone, they're dissolvable. So yeah, this is me right now. I feel like maybe if I'm honest, I didn't expect it to be like this, but that's because in my head I was just having the upper bleph. I've known quite a few people that have had that done. It's just normally like the steri strip things on the top of your eyelids, and that's it. Like you're okay, you're just more bruised. I definitely underestimated what this almond eye thing was. I'm not regretting it yet. I just hope that this is worth it. I have a wedding to go to on Monday, so in 6 days, and that's going to be great. I'm thinking about actually buying some non-prescription glasses. I don't know whether I should do this and what you guys think, but I was thinking buy some non-prescription glasses, because if I am still quite fucked up, then that might just deter. I mean, I know I'm not going to like this in a week or 6 days, but I might still look quite bad. So do we think that's a good idea? Because I can't turn up with glasses on. I'm going to like a right knob. And then I have a huge hair show. I'm going to HairCon on the 14th and 15th of June. And that is less than 2 weeks away. So that's, I just really didn't time this very well. I am going to be on stage a couple of times and I'm working on a few stands. So yeah, I'm really considering buying some nice decent ones. My stepmom said, like, why don't you get some like designer non-prescription glasses? And I thought, ooh, maybe I will. But does that seem a little bit stupid just for this? But then I should actually wear prescription glasses. I just really hate wearing them. So maybe I could get my prescription put in them after. What are we thinking? I don't know. I'm a little bit confused. Anyway, I had to sleep upright last night. That was actually not too bad. There's a single bed over there that Ron's been sleeping in, so we just swapped. So I slept there. And it's almost like a corner sofa thing. So I just slept propped up with a couple of pillows. Yeah, actually wasn't too bad. I just want to be able to open my eyes more. That is the thing. And I think like where it's so swollen, I don't know, I feel like, maybe it's not, I was going to say I feel like there's tape that's like rubbing on my eyes, but I actually don't know that there is. I really haven't looked at myself very closely. That's like the first time I've done it. Oh. Anyway, after coming out like this, I really wanted a lower facelift. I really like this. I really just wanted it to be a bit tighter like that. And I know this is vain, and I know some of you are probably like, you got body dysmorphia, blah, blah. But you know what? I just want to look young and youthful for as long as possible. And that doesn't mean that when I'm 50, I'm still going to be getting all fucking loads of surgery. I just want little bits. And I felt like just a half little tightness might be nice. But now, after this, I'm unsure. However, I feel like eyes is worse, because when something affects your vision, it's really shit. Anyway, I hope that this can help someone. If you have been recommended almond eye, this is what you might be going through. But like I said, this isn't just upper blepharoplasty, so please don't be freaked out. I have definitely heard that that is way easier. I am gonna keep you posted as much as I can. Like I said, this is day 1 of healing. I had the surgery yesterday, so I'll keep you posted, and hopefully we heal quickly.